The NFC has been at its strongest more than ever now. But are these teams up to the task? Let's review them just to make sure.
We're out of fucking time! The world is on the fucking brink of war!
The Arizona Cardinals are basically the team that I expect to do the most and nothing this year. It's not even because they're bad, they're just not really good. They don't have something that they do well that everyone else does. I mean, their defensive line got better. They still have pretty good weapons at wide receiver. They have a very good tight end and a good running back. But all of it comes down to Kyler Murray trying to win football games. And the simple matter is, I think he can win some, but he is far from grace ever since being drafted first overall a couple years ago. So simply put, what is there about this team? They have to do something this year if they want to have any hope for the future. But it's is there any hope for this team? With how good the rest of the NFC is, they're going to have to be fighting above weight the entire season. Most people have them as the worst team in their own division. So it's just, there's nothing much that the Cardinals can really do right now, other than just hope that you can beat better teams than you. They won 8-9 last season, and they were close to making the playoffs, barring a fucking late season collapse. It's just, this Cardinals team is confusing, and no one quite knows how they're gonna go. But I'll give them this. If Kyler Murray's good, they might have a shot. But if Kyler Murray's bad, might as well download that new Call of Duty that's coming out soon.
Everybody talks about the Pittsburgh Steelers being boring, 9-8, middle-of-the-road franchise. Believe you me, I'm guilty of that too. People tend to forget that the Rams are kind of in the same boat. Just are a bit nicer to them because they occasionally win playoff games. And I gotta be honest, I think the LA Rams are slightly that little bit more boring, even though they do have that playoff. Because despite all that, people are starting to realize the Sean McVay coaching tree is not exactly as prized as people say it is. I mean, a team that still starts Matthew Stafford in 2025 isn't exactly inspiring to me. Neither is a team that thinks the future is either Stetson Bennett or Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, the fact that your most exciting player is Brady Fisk, while it is pretty good, is rather indicative that this team is sort of in a lull, the same way they were in 2005 when they were in St. Louis, or in the 1980s when they were in Anaheim. Nobody remembers the Ramaheim Rams. No. And I feel like being forgotten is sort of the fate that's going to befall this franchise. Come back to me when they either hire a new coach or they finally move on from Stafford. Because otherwise, you're boring. You're boring!
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road.
It's the start of a brand new season in the Great Pacific Northwest, and by seeing where a lot of people are projecting this team to be, you can tell how the NFL world is really excited for the Seahawks. Me, I'm kind of in the middle right now. It's not that I don't believe in this team, it's just that this team needs to produce, results and play games. Sure, in the preseason, we saw how good a run-focused attack looked on this team. There's some interesting pieces. Greg Zabel looks like a total beast out there. My question is, though, I need to see games being played. Sure, the defense will be really good, but how is the offense? Is it going to be the yin and yang effect where it's like, oh my god, there's moments where we should be at passing the ball, whereas we're now running it way too much? Who knows what will happen? One thing I'll know is that we're either gonna shoot for the stars or be kind of exactly where this team has been for the past 4 years. Just stuck in neutral. Too good to tank, too bad to make the playoffs. God damn it, I wish this team would tank. But who knows? We might not need to tank. We're so close. We could be one piece away. I need to see games being played, man. It's an interesting time for the Bay Area, to be all honestly. The quarterback that you took last in the draft got the big bucks. George Kittle signed to a nice extension. How very nice. But trading away a piece like Deebo Samuel away is questionable. My only question for my thing for the Niners is this. How long before the rug really just pulls from underneath this team? You know, Demarcus Robinson suspended. Juwan Jennings was missing through most of the season. You know, you're having Brandon Ayuk being out probably till midway through the season. That's a torn ACL. His strength's not going to be back. So you're relying on Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Russell Gage, and a Sky Moore that they traded at the end of the preseason. I feel like Brock Purdy's, the quality of Brock Purdy's weapons have just deteriorated over time. Who knows what will happen to this team? Could they be good? Absolutely, but could everything just be swept underneath the rug? Well, yeah. It's going to be an interesting time for the Niners. Can they do it? Only time will tell.
So we're going to show you how to create a very basic clown makeup using our Body FX clown pack.
The Dallas Cowboys quite often have caught out the most interesting offseason that you could even imagine. By doing very little and hiring Brian Schottenheimer to be your head coach. Oh boy, this could not get even funnier. My God, your defensive coordinator has more coaching expertise than what you have right now. And to cap this off season to make things much worse, you traded Micah Parsons? What are you doing? Jerry! Oh my God! You know what? I've seen enough. Close enough, everybody. Welcome back, Al Davis. Jesus Christ. All in my ass. I mean, the return is not even that good. Only 2 firsts and an frequently injured Kenny Clark. You literally did the meme. You did the meme where it's, oh boy, I could get an elite defensive edge rusher, or I could take the mystery box. Then take the elite defense rusher. I'm gonna take the mystery box. Hey, Jackie, look what I got you. Look what new toy I got to play with you. Yeah, fuck off, Dallas.
Are you being intentionally dense?
Huh?
You feel that? You feel how hot it is in the air? Man, it's getting toasty in here. No, silly, that's just the hot seat that Brian Dable and company are on. Oh boy, sure, the Giants did get a nice quarterback prospect in Jackson Dart in the draft, but I can't just happen to shake this feeling off that they're gonna throw him into the actual Wolves. You keep telling me I keep hearing online about how elite their pass rush could be, and that's great and all, but it's all going to be on the offense. Sure, you got Russell Wilson, who can still throw the nice deep ball. He still has that ability in him. But I just can't shake this feeling that Russell Wilson's going to start for 4 games and be absolutely horrible, where Jackson Dart gets thrown into the Wolves in the 5th game of the season, and then everybody is fired at the end of the season. After week 5. I just can't shake it. Sure, Brian Dable has been able... I feel like Brian Dable is able to work well with veteran quarterbacks and be able to play up to their high ceiling. But still, at the end of the day, I just can't shake it. I feel like this team is about to burn out in a blaze of glory and the cycle begins anew. I'm just more surprised people aren't talking about Jackson Dart like he's a Hall of Fame quarterback like they did with Daniel Jones. See, Giants fans can learn!
You saved me. I'm free.
Congratulations, Washington Commanders. You've somehow gotten touched by the NFL fairy and had a really good season that pushed your rebuild onto the next level. Where do you go from here? Nobody knows. You could be like the 2018 Jaguars or the 2023 Jaguars. Or it could be like the Bills, don't worry. Alright, step 1, don't be the Jaguars. Seriously, do not. Don't fall into that trap for the love of God. Even the Texans would be pretty good though. Just as long as you avoid the dreaded ReactBot curse.
ReactBot, Jaden Daniels is not going to tear his ACL, is he?
ReactBot, please!
Jarvis, remove their legs.
If that does happen, by the way, we sincerely apologize and ask that you report to Jack's Film's house and not any of ours.
Yeah! My house!
There was no Rocky story with the Eagles like 2017. This team was the titan of the NFL, quite possibly the best team in the history of Philly sports. An onslaught of terror in the air and on the ground on both sides of the ball. A relentless charge that inferiors could only hope to contain long enough. All in vain as the game slipped further and further away. The Eagles are the envy of the league. A balanced attack with no real gaping holes. Every strength the team has is complemented by another without having to hard carry a notable flaw. Jalen Hurts may not be the quarterback when you think of explosiveness, but the dude can orchestrate a drive like very few in the sport, both with his arm and with his legs. Of course, we can't forget about the shit-wrecker Saquon Barkley. Now backed up by both a sturdy O-line and a well-rounded offense, he has found his superhuman Penn State form. Philly's receiving core has largely remained the same in both roster and versatility. A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devonta Smith, Jahan Dotson. Jalen's weapons are still here and ready to strike at a moment's notice. But like all champions of the past, the Eagles must find a way to retool. A ton of their offensive line and defensive core have gone elsewhere. They'll need their returning and new faces to pick up the slack. Fortunately for those on the offensive line, that pesky vote to abolish the tush-push failed. The Eagles still have their trump card ready for any 3rd or 4th and 1 situation. The old-fashioned moving of the sticks. The one thing the Eagles missed out on after their original ring was sustainability. They fell apart after their magical run and went right back to square one. But now with another title in their arms, Philly is looking for far more than just one ring this time. To be eternally steadfast is a feat very few franchises have ever managed to accomplish. Now it's Philly's turn at the quest for a dynasty. I wish you the best of luck in your title defense.
The 40th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tyler Shuck.
Many other schools, his dream is being realized. His long wait is over, and it's Tyler Shuck as the choice for the 3rd quarterback taken in this draft.
It'll be good. Right? Right?
Are the pirates who don't do anything? We just stay home and lay around.
You know, I was gonna do a normal analysis of the Buccaneers here, but I realized, you know, like, how much of a clown show this division is. I feel like it'd be more appropriate to just make assorted random pirate noises. Feel free to use these as you will, and subtitle this with your own thoughts about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yarr! Arr! Yarr! Ahoy! Arr!
Oh, shit!
The Panthers are quite fun this year, and they're very interesting. Last year, Bryce Young got benched, and everything was looking bleak for Bryce Young bros. But this year, and with the last of the season last year, Bryce Young might be a good and stable quarterback under this regime. Now granted, it's a small sample size and we don't really know how good he will be until later on in the season, but they have hope at quarterback. Even though they traded away Adam Thielen to the Vikings, this team still realistically could have a shot at the division. The NFC South isn't a very strong division, and if they fight above their weight, which is extremely possible in this division, they could win it. Now granted, that's not going to be easy or anything, and it would take a good bit of luck, but the Falcons are definitely beatable, the Buccaneers are definitely beatable, and not to mention too, you're finally getting Derek Brown back after an injury derailed him basically all of last year. That defensive unit is freaky good.
Are you sure about that?
And not to mention too, you finally have Ted on offense, who's going to be another weapon for Bryce Young. All of this comes down to execution. Can they improve off of last season? And if they do, they could make noise in January.
Just put it to my head. And then pull the trigger. Come on.
The Atlanta Falcons. I'm not even gonna put like any like, oh, non-biased. No, this is my team. The Atlanta Falcons are my team, and I try to be optimistic sometimes. I try to say, oh, you know what, we'll get him this year or whatnot, and we may. Hell, this could be the year. New quarterback. Hopefully a quarterback that can finally take the Falcons to the playoffs, something they haven't done since 2017, which is, gosh, what, 8 years now? I just like every season I go, you know what, this could be the year. Hell, I suffered the 2020 season where they went like 4-12, and like I'm like, next year's gonna be different. And I say this every year, and it's still the same 7-9, 7-8. Just I don't know what to expect with this team, and I'm not gonna faint. Like, I know exactly what this team is going and what the direction is. This team feels like it's aimless sometimes, and it's like you feel like you're almost there, but you're not. And I don't know how to feel for this team, really. I try to have optimism, try to hope, and it just feels like no, they're shit. Everyone's like, they can't put faith in the Falcons how they are, and I wish this team was better. And I know other teams suffered, I know, but like it's just like, because it feels like this team could do something. Like, they just stopped getting in their own way. They could feel like they could actually be a playoff team, but for the past what or so years, they've just been playing second fiddle to Tampa Bay, and I just am just not sure how to feel about this. I just hope that the Atlanta Falcons can at least be competent this year. Just feel like they're able to, actually make it this year. That's all I have. As me, Crossrenren Amamiya, that's all I ask for. It's just a competent team this season.
Get too close now, Pop.
Last year was a complete disappointment for the Chicago faithful, and this year they're looking to change everything. They bring in new, exciting head coach Ben Johnson. They revamp the offense by getting Luther Burden, by getting Colston Loveland, and just going all in on the offensive line, getting guys like Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson. On the defensive side of things, not much has really changed, but you could say that they might have gotten an upgrade with Dennis Allen. He may not be a great head coach, but he has a decent defensive mind. All things considered, it doesn't matter how much they improve this roster, this team needs to win games. And being in the toughest division in football, it is going to be hard to win games. And also having the second roughest schedule in football is going to be hard to win games. But if this team's legit, if Caleb's legit, if everything can go as planned, there's nothing stopping this team from making the playoffs and making noise there. They're nowhere near Super Bowl contenders, but they should make the playoffs. If they don't, this season might be considered a disaster. But if they do, they could be one of those sneaky teams that make a very large streak for absolutely no reason. Just make sure you call your timeouts, and for the love of God, please give Caleb time to throw the football. I'm begging you, please.
Okay, rude.
Huh? What's up? Yeah, that's what I thought. Pussy.
The time has once again come where we ask ourselves, what are the Vikings? Like, seriously, what the fuck are they? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they gonna, like, miss the playoffs? Are they gonna have, like, a really good regular season? Who fucking knows? All I know is that there's gonna be a shit ton of one-score games, and I'm probably gonna have a coronary halfway through the season. You know, Although without a quarterback named Sam, I'm not sure we'll be able to keep it. Oh, come on! Although I'll get although with the success, come on! Although without the success of a certain, come on! Your line is without the quarterback named Sam. Got it? Got it. Although without a quarterback named Sam on the roster, it's highly unlikely that we'll be able to... Although without a quarterback named Sam, it's highly unlikely that this team is able to repeat the success of last year. There we go. Yeah, now we can move on to other thoughts. We got Carson Wentz. Are you kidding me? Carson Wentz? We're going to the Super Bowl, baby! Woo! Kings of the fucking North!
Who in the world even knows what's going to happen since Tom Clements retired at the end of last season? Possibly the most deserving person of a street named after them in Green Bay outside of Mark Murphy in the last 30 years. He made Favre and Rodgers look great and made us go from being concerned about Jordan Love to just kind of confused. With him gone, it's on Love to prove that the teaching he got was worth paying him the contract on the books. The defense looks competent for a change, but those numbers still feel like they got propped up by playing against inferior competition last year. In games where it mattered, this defensive line could not generate pressure, especially against Detroit. Both them and the quarterbacks room need to show improvement for the first competent defensive coordinator we've had in 15 years. If I have to see one more Jaden Reed reverse each week, I might have to redirect my checks meant for the refs to a therapist. The offense is creative with a pre-snap motion, but lacks consistency in any form of the passing game. I don't care if it's cutting back on the overthrows or the drop passes, something has to improve. Please! Christian Watson's out for the first half of the season, and that probably means that the ceiling on our passing game is limited because nobody can get separation. I hope it's not too bad by the time he gets back. I'm honestly not sure which of our rookie wide receivers even deserves a second contract at this point.
Hold on. You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
What, are you crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
I'm so violent and sick in the head, I can't tell if I want to kill my ops or fuck them.
As someone from Michigan, it's very strange to be in this new era of Lions football where people are actually proud to be Lions fans. It's something I'm very much still not used to. I'm still used to people cowardly following the Patriots with excuses of Tom Brady went to Michigan or the Vikings because Kirk Cousins was from the area. But no, this Lions team is actually unironically good. And people are talking about, Dan Campbell eating kneecaps. And even Jared Goff, that name's getting chanted all over downtown. Of course, what really matters is what's going to happen now that they don't have their main coordinators, with Ben Johnson on the rival Chicago Bears and Aaron Glenn on the New York Jets. Some say Aaron Glenn might have been a bit bad in Detroit, and now that he's over in New York, some may say that's a good thing, but the real question is, how's that offense going to do with Ben Johnson? Was it Ben Johnson who did it, or was it Dan Campbell and his eagerness to go on fourth down? Those questions remain to be answered, but one thing's for sure. It's a new era of sports here in Detroit.
The NFC is wide open this year. I bid them farewell and good luck to an NFL season.